Family, was goody? Welcome to that 2024 wrap up, man. Happy New Year's Eve or whatever you're doing. And man, I just have so much to talk about, dude. This year has been a whole lot of. But to everyone who's watching this or will watch this in the future, I'm so glad that you made it through the year, made it to see another year, and chose to spend it watching me talking about my year, going through my personal situations and just my triumphs and turmoils and all that stuff that I've been through this year. And just thank you so much. And I'm gonna be saying thank you. Play a drinking game. Like, drink how many times I say thank you, because I'm going to be saying thank you a ton, man. In terms of my career, I am so proud of how far I've come this year. Like, genuinely, from acting to auditioning to just getting out there more, going to conventions, meeting new people, getting into graphic design. We're about to talk about all of that. But just again, thank you all so much for tuning in, staying with me, and supporting me through my grind, through my very inconsistent scheduling. I was looking through my videos and how much I've posted this year, and it feels like I barely posted, but I'm always doing like interviews, or I'm editing that, or I'm editing reels, and just time. It's time, man. One of my biggest issues this year was just time allocation, because I wanted to spend so much time doing this and a third, whether it's reading or hanging out with family or going on trips. It's just like, it's all a balancing act. That's all life is. It's just finding balance, because there's so many things we juggle, especially as you get older, juggling bills and then hanging out with friends and family and making sure you're straight. Biggest lesson I learned this year was to focus on myself. But we're gonna get into that. I want to start off reviewing this year, just talking about all the good that happened. Traveling. I've traveled a lot this year. Like, I was on my job about a few weeks ago, and I was like, how much have I traveled? Like, how much have I done this year? And dude, I've traveled a lot. In January, there was this fun little meetup me and a group of friends did in January. Then my best friend got married, and I was the best man in February. And then I went to New York, and then in March I went to North Carolina a bunch. And then the only time I did not go anywhere this year was in April. And even then, I was probably doing something, So I just got to travel so much, and I got to explore a lot of America. I went to Texas for the first time this year, and Michigan, and I was so happy that I got to go back to New York so many times this year and just hang out with friends and just explore my old stomping grounds. I was so happy. I love New York. Like, I genuinely love my friends there. I have so many phenomenal human beings who live there and create and do their own thing. And it's just so cool to hang out with friends and meet and make new friends in New York and just explore the city a little bit more. I'm so excited to go back to New York next year. I want to make it a yearly thing that I go to New York at least once or twice a year, because I just love New York so much, and I love hanging out with my friends whenever I go there. And it's just great. It's great. I'm so happy I got to travel. I got to I got to meet my boy Alex Too Smooth, y'all. If you've been down with this channel for a minute, me and Alex are like, ooh, you heard I know the mic picked up the crack in my fingers. But me and Alex are like this. Like, that is my brother. That is my brother. And we've been through so much together, from doing the Culture Labs podcast like a few years back, or making skits together, or him even making some phenomenal promotional pieces for my interviews. Me and Alex have been through so much, and to meet him this year was not only a highlight, but it was just like the culmination of so many years of building this friendship and working together and grinding through the mud with my dog. And to meet him and see how long his dreads are, and to just laugh with him and chop it up for a little bit. I wish we got to spend like a whole day together because I was just like, dude, there's no way. I was like, dude, there's no way you're. I was geeking the whole time, and to just hang out with my boy Alex, that is a memory I will carry with me forever. Cause that's my dog. That's genuinely my dog, man. And speaking of friends, I was talking about it, but my best friend got married in February, and that was such an experience and such a highlight of this year as well. To see that man cry and go up there and him finding his forever partner, man, like that was such a beautiful moment to see my friends there, to even make new friends at his wedding as well. But to be his best man and to be trusted, I was looking good in that suit too, y'all. Chill, chill. Nah, but for real, like, my boy Derek, man, his lovely wife Isaiah, like, that was such a beautiful night, and I'm so happy for both of them, and I'm so happy to know both of them, and it's just such a beautiful friendship I have with them, and to see him be so happy and to accomplish such a major milestone in his life, I can't even describe that, and for him to be like, Josh, I want you to be my best man. I want you to do it. I remember just being so stressed out. I was like, dude, what am I even gonna say? What speech do I give? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I was freaking out. Like, my hair's not right. And like, I got a haircut the day of his wedding. Me and him both got our haircut at the same time. It was so funny, dude. I was just like, oh my gosh. And he looked great, and everyone looked phenomenal. And shout out to Jackson, who took all the pictures. They were beautiful as well, and that was just such a magical night, and I'm so happy for him, dude. Like, damn. This year, people say the years flew fast, and this year did go by a little bit faster, but so much was packed in this year for me. From meeting Alex to traveling a lot to my boy getting married. I remember going to when he proposed and just celebrating with him last year, and for it to finally manifest and then be like, okay, like this is official. It's one of the greatest honors of my life, and one I will take to the grave with me. No doubt. No doubt. Like, to be trusted with something so important, and for it to be such a beautiful night, and to just see everyone there smiling and dancing, and even my mom went up there and danced. It was highlight of the year, highlight of my life, something I'm going to remember forever. A lot of things I'm going to remember this year. My career, like I was talking about, has just blossomed into something I could have never imagined. Graphic design thing has been going exceptionally well. Like I said in my from fan to friend video, I don't know, tongue twister here in my head, but to be able to graphic design for such phenomenal talents like Matt Yang King and Fred Tatasciore and Andre Saluzzo and Neil Kaplan, to hopefully continue to grow that list and to do more work for more fantastic talents out there. Or heck, even my friends. Like, I love graphic designing so much. It's such an important piece of my life now. It's so calming. It's so soothing. Sometimes it is stressful, don't get me wrong, because sometimes you want to fit something there and it just doesn't work, or you go back and you're like, no, I don't know. And you just want to keep going back and fixing it until you get it just right. And that's what graphic design for me. Graphic design is a puzzle. It's like a puzzle. Every time I get to work on a new project or a new idea springs in my head and I see how well I could execute it, I'm excited to keep learning in that space and keep growing. This year I was supposed to learn how to draw and like trace and do all that stuff like that to like enhance it more. But again, it just comes down to time and balancing, and I can't do everything all at once as much as I want to. I have so many things I want to do, so many things I want to accomplish. Like, I was supposed to learn guitar this year, and I didn't have enough time to do that, and just time and time and time. It's always time. I wish we had a lot of time in the day. 24 hours does not do justice to all the creative ambitions I have, but that's why I'm hoping to live a very long life so I can accomplish all those things and put out my creative ideas out there and to get better in my respective skills and traits and gifts that God has blessed upon me. I'm very excited for what next year is going to look like. Also very anxious for obvious reasons. We have a lot to talk about this video. Barely scratched the surface of this year. And to see, oh my God, 2,228 subscribers. I never imagined I would reach 2,000. All the numbers I reach, everything I've accomplished this year. Dude, the Atlanta segment interview, 41,000 views. I don't even know how to conceptualize that. 2.5K likes. What? How do you even explain that? I don't know how to explain that to myself. Just to see that massive number, dude. Hello, Salt Lake City. Smashing his way to the Salt Palace Convention Center, you've come to love him as the voice of Marvel's Incredible Hulk in various animated projects for over 20 years.
Damn. I'm sorry.
Also as Soldier 76 in Overwatch, Saren in Mass Effect, Megatron in the Transformers War for Cybertron games, Bane in the Arkham series and Injustice, Yosemite Sam in many Looney Tunes projects, Lieutenant Shaxx in Star Trek Lower Decks, Kakuzu in Naruto, Arg and Troll Hunters, and thousands over his lengthy and impeccable career in the entertainment industry. Fred Tatasciore hits Fan X Salt Lake Thursday, September 26th through Saturday, September 28th. So, if you're in the area, be sure to give Fred a shout and the other amazing talents. See y'all then.
Receive your birthright.
To see what I accomplished with my YouTube this year, as much as I was so aggravated by how inconsistent I was, I did good. Had a lot of fun interviews, even though this year was not my most, I didn't get the most amount of guests this year, but the guests I did get, I did the best I could with them. I did the best I could, and I had a ton of great interviews. Fred Tatasciore's interview, phenomenal. OG Banks, phenomenal. Elena Segment, of course, who's now a friend of mine, which is crazy. I love her so much. That is the GOAT for the rest of my life. That one was phenomenal. Cal Dodd, I got to interview this year. Ending the year off with interviewing Cal Dodd and Peter Lorre, you can't make that up. You cannot make that up. And Cal was such a phenomenal guest and so insightful and so cool. So it was great. I had a ton of career highlights. Concerts. I was in the pit, y'all. I was in the pit. I went to so many concerts this year. I went to see Delta Sleep. If y'all do not go to concerts or experience live music, please try to next year. Like, live music is so beautiful. To see the guitarists there, to see them pick up the guitar and strum along and play on the drums and do this, then the third. Oh my gosh. The Delta Sleep concert was phenomenal. Got to take my boy Derek there, and he was having the time of his life. But to see Delta Sleep in front of me, which is a great, I guess you could call them alternative, like math rock band, I guess. I got to meet Devin, the lead singer, hoping to get him on an interview soon. He was phenomenal and such a sweetheart. I got to hug him, and he signed my shirt. I put a picture up so you can see that everyone in Delta Sleep signed my shirt. Then Carpool Tunnel, I got to meet another great, phenomenal group of artists. So good to see them go on there. I was like, oh my gosh, they're so good, so good. I saw Avenged Sevenfold again. I love Avenged Sevenfold and Linkin Park be going bar for who's my favorite band of all time, but I love Avenged Sevenfold. Still planning on doing that massive video essay for Avenged Sevenfold that I didn't get to do this year, which is okay. Everything comes out on its own time and when it's ready. So next year, definitely locking in that video essay. It's going to be taking a lot of time though. So if there's like a giant gap in videos like there usually is with my channel, just know I'm using it wisely. Anytime you see me not post a lot, it's because I'm either taking a break because I stress too much, or I'm working on something. Like I was working after the Fred interview, I was working on this 20 years of Hulk video, which I'm still gonna release, hoping to release that in January. Or I'm traveling, cause like I said, I traveled a lot this year, so it was hard to like pre-plan videos and do all that stuff, cause I never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I could be working on something today and I have to stop working on it tomorrow. You know, stuff like that. Life balance. Balance. But this year's been great for me creatively. I got to meet so many phenomenal people. Got to take pictures on pictures on pictures on pictures on pictures on pictures on pictures. Y'all, my friends are phenomenal camera people, and I took so many pictures. I love a good picture. I'm so excited for all the other wallpaper material pictures I get next year, and all the pictures I take, and even taking some of my own next year. Like, I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Beyond excited for what next year has in store for me creatively. Thank y'all. Thank you again. I just can't say thank you enough to the audience, to my beautiful friends who helped me get through so much, to my brothers, to my family. We've been through so much this year, and to do it together with such beautiful, creative, and funny human beings in my corner. I can't say thank you enough. Where I go next year creatively can only be great. I was going to say I don't know, but I do know it's going to be great, because I'm liking it way more than I have before. There's a piece of the puzzle I was missing for a while that I believe I found this year. And that is confidence and trusting in myself. Working on that more, locking in on who I am as a person. That's the goal. That is the end goal for me. And I can only imagine what beautiful things I'm gonna make next year. Can only imagine. It's gonna be great though, and I hope you're excited as well, audience, because I'm treating y'all well in 2025. I got a film coming out, short film coming out in January, which is like in a few days, so look out for that. Don't know when. Hoping to release it like either the middle or like next week. We'll see. Depends on when the color grade is and stuff is ready. Not rushing that at all. I filmed it in January of 2024, so it's been a while. I'm so sorry, but you guys are gonna love it. I had so much fun making that with the homies, so it's gonna be great. Thank you to all the artists who supported me, like Matt Yang King and Fred Tatasciore, and even my friends who were fantastic. Thank you. But now I want to transition into a bit of the difficulties of this year. This segment's gonna be like at least 10-15 minutes. As great as this year was creatively and for highlights and meeting people, from a personal, physical, and mental health standpoint, I suffered immensely this year. And saying thank you to the audience, you guys, and my friends goes beyond just for supporting me. It goes for helping keep somewhat of sanity and keeping going, because this year pushed me to the absolute limits of what I could handle. Genuinely, this is the moment I've been waiting for. So this year it was a lot of friendship things, partner things, a lot of relationships in my life personally were not going well. But yeah, it was not going well. I was suffering. I dated someone, I want to say close around April. Yeah, it started around April, and that relationship did not go well. It wasn't like abusive or anything. It wasn't what I want out of a partner. It wasn't working. It wasn't good. I text the person good morning, and I wouldn't hear good morning until like 2 days later. It was crazy. And they broke up with me, so there's that, which was another thing to process. I felt like my time was wasted. And one of my hesitancies into getting into a relationship is time. You know, because everything's a balancing act, and there's so much I want to dedicate to certain things in my life. And my time was wasted. And I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate that. But as the year has gone on, and since I've moved on from that breakup and relationship, it's gotten better to process and digest and think about. But still, dealing with that was like, damn. But you got to deal with some of those relationships to know what you really want out of a partnership. So as much as it sucked, I am a little grateful for that, because now I know how to move and act and what to do. Because that was not it. That was trash. That was garbage. That was garbage. But I moved on from that, and I've healed a bit from that. Still thinking about it, obviously. Well, not thinking about it like crazy, but when I think about it, I'm like, ugh, that. I'm sure as I admit it on camera and get it out there into the world, I'll be better able to be like, okay, this situation is over and done with, and I'm happy. But friends, that was a whole different beast. I was watching this podcast with Katie Sackhoff and Troy Baker, and Troy Baker was talking about the differences between like a partnership and a friendship. And I'll put that clip here because I'm not paraphrasing in me. Don't stop it. Go ahead, just listen to it.
Have you ever gone through a friend breakup?
Yes.
Oof.
Hard. Very hard.
Dude, I'll break up with a girl, no problem. Or she can break up with me and I'll cry and listen to some sad music for a little bit and be over it. The friend breakup, I was like, I don't know how to deal with this. I don't have the tools for this.
We're taught when we're young that there's one person out there for you. There's one soulmate. There's one person. And so when people break our hearts that we're dating, or we break their hearts, it's easy to move through it because you're like, well, that wasn't the person. But when a friend, someone that's supposed to walk next to you, decides that you no longer serve them in their journey, or vice versa, that in a way is so much harder because it picks apart who we are as a human being.
Sure.
And that is hard. It's hard to move past a friendship and not look at it as a failure of self, whereas when you move through a relationship, it's much easier to let that go.
I agree so much with that because I dealt with a lot of that this year. A lot of friendships this year were trash. A lot of them ended awfully. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I reached out to a friend this year that had stopped talking to me out of nowhere. It was really weird. And I reached out to them and they got back to me and we had a conversation about that. And I was so excited to restart the friendship because he had explained to me what was going on in his life. And I was like, oh, okay, well, you didn't handle this well, but thank you for letting me know. And I was so looking forward to starting that friendship again. And as the year went on, the person, again, just stopped talking to me. I even wished them happy Thanksgiving when Thanksgiving happened. Did not hear anything. I was like, hey, hope you're well. Haven't heard anything. So I did get closure in this sense with that friendship because I was like, oh, this is definitely my fault that they stopped talking to me. I always wanted to know because I was curious. And now I know. And now they're doing the same thing again. Which, cool. A lot of this was just wasted time, and it goes back to the time thing because I have so much I want to balance and accomplish, and it's just, you're wasting my time. My time is very valuable. I have a lot of things I want to put out into the world and a lot of things I want to do, and a lot of friendships I put my trust and tons of love into is either A, not reciprocated at all, or was just wasted and I was disregarded. Another friend this year, one of my best friends, stopped talking to me out of nowhere and will not answer me. So it's just a lot of situations like that. And obviously people have their own lives and things, but there needs to be communication. And no one wanted to communicate with me. A lot of people just disregarded me this year and took my silly positive nature for granted and abused it to the utmost high. And did it again and again and again and again and again. It's because I'm not that confrontational of a person, but I'm starting to get there because it's so disrespectful and disingenuous to do that to a person who just wants to make your day better. And to see me as nothing more than a joke and to treat me like that. And for me to place my time and love, because I'm a very emotional person. One thing I'll go on and learn about me and know about me is I'm very emotionally charged person. And I put a lot of trust and love into these friendships and a lot of loyalty. And for people to just up and not explain anything to me and just disregard me like that, cool. No explanation, fine. But it did hurt. And that happened again and again this year. And I don't know why. I don't know. All the arguments I got into this year, you know, me and my mom got into an argument a couple times. But that's family stuff. But I got into arguments with so many people this year. And it got to the point where I was like, what is happening? I'm fighting with everyone. It's a Josh free 20. Josh free 20. And I'm getting beat. But I don't know. It was a lot. And a lot of friendships in my life just didn't go well this year. There was a situation I went through this year where I asked some friends to like help out. And I was like, oh, can y'all there's a situation going on. Can y'all help? And they're like, nah, we not helping. What? I'm y'all's friend. Oh, but yeah, we know, but we're not helping. That's crazy. The situation was someone was just being so rude to me, just very mean. And I was just like, can someone do anything? They were like, nah. I mean, you weren't the only person that happened to, but it still happened to me, and I have an issue with it, and nothing's gonna be done about it? No? Not at all? Okay. And that situation took a toll on me as well. It's just hard. And then you balance what's happening in the world with Donald Trump being elected and the genocide in Palestine and Ukraine and what's happening globally and in America and what's going to happen. I just get so scared, to be honest. When you have no comfort, when the world is so dark and scary, it hurts. And I dealt with a lot of that this year. Just being alone, being disregarded, being treated like I don't matter, like I'm not a human being, to people that I thought the world of, and just let them take a big place in my heart. So many people I just wish would give me the same grace I give to them, just don't give it to me, and they didn't this year. And to be hurt over and over again was just terrible, man. Then on top of that, finances, bills, no more adult stressors that were stressing me. Then I got laid off from my job. They called us all into a giant room and were like, hey guys, yeah, we're laying y'all off. For the betterment of the company, we're laying y'all off, in simple terms. And that job was stressful. You know, working a warehouse job is not easy. It takes a lot of toll on your body, both physically and mentally. But I don't know what my next job is going to be. I know a job is coming, but man, to be not blindsided, because a lot of people in the warehouse knew the job was going, but for it to actually happen, you're kind of like, oh, wait, it's here? I mean, I knew it was coming, but damn, it's here? Crazy. Crazy. I had a lot of turmoil this year. Mom's health has been on and off. I've gotten sick a lot this year because it's just how stressed and depressed I've been. How much of a rut I've been in and how much of a dark place I've been in. And I'm just so grateful to my friends who've stuck by me and have understood my rage and my pain and stick by me and guide me and help me. My boy Derek, my boy Zion, even my boy Alex and Jackson, and like so many people who've like heard me and listened. So many people I could list right now. I could just think of that I'm so grateful for and so thankful for. Because if it wasn't for them, I don't know if I'd be able to make this video. I'd probably be in a ball crying somewhere. I've just been detoxing and processing this year because, man, this was so much on my mental. So hard to trust and put your love into people, but put it into the wrong person, you know? And I did that a lot this year, and I've been doing that for years. But this year the cycle ends. I'm being more selective of where the love goes and who I give it to, because I'm not going to be hurt like this again. Back to what I was saying about when I was dating that girl, just knowing, going through situations to know what you want and what to get out of it. And I know what I want and what I'm going to get out of my friendships moving forward. I'm not wasting time on people who won't even have the same dignity or nerve to do it on me. That's done. It's over. I'm taking a lot of growth, a lot of pain, a lot of strife, but a lot of joy and happiness from this year. So many friends I've made, so many friends I've met, so many career opportunities I've gotten. And I'm just excited for that continued growth in the 2025. As anxious, as scared as I am for the state of the world next year, I go with hope, optimism, and excitement with the newfound friends and love that I've gained through going through all this pain and situations. But yeah, guys, that was my 2024. A lot of highs, definitely a lot of lows. But in all, I live grateful and thankful for another year in life, another year to grow and do better, be a better person, and see what works and what doesn't work. Thank you all so much again for watching. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. I appreciate you all for making 2024 as successful and giving me something to look forward to each time I post, edit, and create. I'm so grateful and thankful. 2025 will be a great year for this channel, for me, creatively, and I'm hoping the same for all of you beautiful, wonderful people out there. Remember, give love, give positivity, but give it to the right people. People reciprocate it. People who value your time. Don't waste your time. They say life is short, and it is. We don't have time to be wasting our love and light and positivity on people who don't deserve it. We're not doing that. We off that 2025, you are? But thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. How was your 2024? You agree with me? You feel it? Did you go through the same year? So I was watching a TikTok and I was listening to this creator, and they were literally describing my year word for word, bar for bar. So let's trauma bond. No, I'm kidding. Let's not. Let's laugh a little. Let's go into 2025 with some optimism and some hope and some love. As always, peace, love, safety. Until next time, Happy New Year, and let's kick 2025's ass. See y'all soon.